Embark gave me access to the entire full game of Arc Raiders, and I'm going to go over basically everything there is to know, how to navigate the menu systems, as well as some additional tips I think you should know. That way you can be prepared for day one as soon as the game does launch. What's up, World Utopia here, back in with another video. Today we're checking out all things Arc Raiders. Okay, so first up here, when you do actually launch the game, you're going to be put into a tutorial section. This does go fairly quick, so you probably should just get through it as quick as possible, as none of the items really matter in this mode. And then you'll be ported into the actual menu system, where you have access to literally everything. So first off here, you're going to see your character, and there is a few ways to customize that. So probably one of the main things you're going to want to do, one of the starting things you want to do, is to customize. So we do have the full character customization here, and you're only going to be given one outfit at the very start. This is the outfit they do give you right away, where you can then select different colors, and you can also turn on and off the headgear. This does apply throughout a lot of different customizations. One of my favorite ones is this one, where I do actually turn off the headpiece, although you can do uncovered face or even off like I have it. And then it also has like a little secondary water pouch here that you can turn off. You can also vary it through the colors. I went with this one because this one is brand new to this actual playtest or dev build. We've had this outfit shown up before, but they did modify the colors a bit here. So as you see here, we do have different variants of different outfits that you can decide through and pick and choose. However, there is actually something different here with the actual system here. So for example, here we have the Forza, and this is some of people's favorites outfit here, a favorite helmet outfit that you can use. You'll see this is actually a level 10 reward. So as soon as my character or you do hit level 10, you unlock this. So not all cosmetics here are from the Raider deck, which we'll go over in a bit here, but a lot of them are actually for leveling up. You see here the headgear is actually level 30 to get. Level 50 is for the goggles that you can get level 50 reward. And then also colors for this also are tied to level. So this one's level 75, which is quite high. And I know that's probably people's favorite color choice here is usually the black and orange one here. So it does vary depending on what reward you want. Level 10 is the default that you actually get this outfit unlocked. But then there are other things like the camera that you can turn off or turn back on here. That will give you level 70. If you want a cape on, that's level 73. If you just want the mask off, that's only level 10, so you get that one by default. Headgear is 30, and the goggles are 50. So this is how it's going to come basically default with the level 10 stuff, is kind of this setup. Eventually, when you do level up, you can go ahead and start to turn this stuff on as you do level and progress there. Of course, that does apply to backpacks too. There are some backpacks that actually do have different colors. So for this one from the Raider deck, for example, it does have a different color here, but the default one is free, which you can claim in your Raider deck, where the other color is actually going to be a bundle that you can purchase. So some of these will have colors depending on what bundle you get. I don't believe anything is tied to levels as of right now for the backpacks. That same goes for like a back bling, I'm going to call this. It's from Fortnite, obviously, but a little back piece here, backpack attachment. Again, we can go through these. Some are from the Raider deck, some are from the store, and it doesn't seem like any of these have any color options as of right now. And then you also have a charm. So even on top of this, you can combine a charm here. Again, no color variants on these, but these are kind of all the different customizations that you can go through here, and even have like a little rubber duck. A lot of these are purchased. Some of these can be unlocked with quest rewards or even the Raider deck. Now for appearances, there's a ton of choices here that you can go through. Obviously, we have the different faces. We have a few that are even from the finals, and I do believe a few extra ones they have added. They added these two recently that I believe might have been there with the Server Slam, but they weren't there in the tech test too. So these are new. They have been adding a bunch. And obviously I do go with my favorite here that I've been using on the finals, but a few other ones that you can choose. That does include face styles here, where you can add some face texturing, some little acne scars if you want. You have band-aid stuff that you can do, even camouflage or soot that you can add to characters, sprayed eyes, etc. It does look like eyeliner is free in default here, but you can turn that off if you wanted to do so. But eyeliner is there if you wanted it. Again, some of these are earned through the Raider deck or paid store. Same thing for hairstyle. Some are on the actual store page, and some are on the Raider deck. It seems like they do give you a decent amount of options here. You do see that some of these will actually have colors, or at least majority of these will have colors tied to them, except obviously the bald or no hair. And then you can go through and set whatever color you want for your actual character. And then we do have the body types 1 and 2. So our body type A and B, they're calling it here. So you can swap through those as well. So there's not more than just 2. Sometimes on the finals, they have a few different body types depending on like muscular strength, etc. This one does just have 2. We also have the emote wheel. There is emote what you can do with the G key. Some of these, again, are earned through the Raider deck. Some of these are earned through the actual store. So depending on the variants there, a lot of people's favorite one was this one, which seemed like a lot of people did use.
Come on, 1v1. Come on.
Next up, we have Scrappy here. Scrappy does have some customizations that are tied to him, which are very cool, and you can go through and kind of go through and customize all of these, which actually does lead us onto our workshop here. Scrappy basically can bring you back supplies. He has a collection box here, so Scrappy the Rooster, that's going to help you get kind of supplies on their own. You can also train him up using dog collars. Again, this was not available to be upgraded during the server slam, but it was during the tech test. You can actually upgrade him with dog collars here, and you can come back for raids and get these claimed. He also does get more in his box. Like, over time, he'll get more in the box visually. You can access him from here or even clicking on him here. The same with Workbench and any other station that you can upgrade or install too. Now, speaking of the workshop section, you do have some additional things here that you can do. Other than what we've gone through, you can actually install new ones. So let's say if I want to do a gear bench, it's going to cost some stuff here. I can actually go ahead and install the gear bench. Now we do have a gear bench where we can access upgrades with this. And you'll see it does get a bit farther than your regular workbench. Your workbench will let you craft like low tier stuff. Whereas if you do upgrade to a gear bench, you can then do T2 things, etc. and even have access to a little bit more tech here with the augments. Now, next up here, we do have the skill tree. I'm going to have a full guide kind of breaking down the skill tree and my pathing route here. But essentially, these do have different perks like stamina increases, as well as just survivability overall, helping you be able to unlock security breaches or being able to vault better, etc., etc. It breaks down here. The one thing to note here is that there is subsections of this. So like this requires 15 skill points in order to access this node, and this one requires 36 skill points. So whenever you see these like locked nodes, those actually do require a subset of skill points in order to get to the next one. And I will mention one thing here they removed from the server slam that was in tech test too, and that was the in-raid crafting or in-round crafting. You actually could in-round craft no matter what. However, now you actually do need this skill point here. So in order to do that, there is some special work there with this one on the right side. You will actually need that. So if you want to craft in raid, just know that it's on that side there. Now they did mention trials here. Trials are going to be something that you kind of work towards, like leaderboards and the ranking systems here. There's going to be weekly trials and even leaderboards overall where you're positioned. They do mention and did tell us that there's going to be some additional rewards here, some things they can offer to you. Obviously, I don't have anything that I can showcase to you here. There's nobody on this actual trial system. They didn't activate the ranked for that playtest. In here, you can earn positions and ranked, as well as get some rewards that they're going to give out. Seems like maybe even cosmetic stuff or etc. in there in the trial. So you're going to want to be trying to keep up with those if you can and if you're a hardcore player. Next up here is the project. I have a full video breaking down how the Expedition project actually works, but you are upgrading and committing resources here from your stash where you can commit metal parts and eventually go through all of these. You want to get this through an 8-week process where you can then eventually reset your character if you wanted to do so. They have a whole about section here on it too, which kind of explains it in game. But again, I break this down, what it's going to reset, what you'll keep after a reset, and all that jazz there. So if you wanted to see it, and I do break down in the video, where you do get some buffs for resetting your character, and you can do that every 8 weeks. One section here I wanted to go back to, which I actually kind of did, was the blueprints. Now, you might see this button here, blueprints or whatever. You can hit R, or I believe you can even click on it. Yeah, you can click on it and get the blueprint screen here to pop up. Well, that is where things that you claim in Raid, they look like a little blueprint icon. I don't know if I have any footage of it. I might not. But you can also do it in your inventory if you had a blueprint. You could just right-click on it and use the blueprint if you really wanted to do so. Or you can do it from that screen here. And then that way you can actually unlock things to then craft. So let's say in here you had a specific gun that you wanted to craft. You could then unlock it, like a volcano shotgun. You could craft that, like one of these pink weapons here, like the volcano. You could eventually be able to craft this if you do get the blueprint in Raid. Next up here, they did drop the codex section. So you see another 5th menu here option. They did drop a codex section. Pretty cool here. It's got some extra stuff that you can go through, and we'll tell you about these different things here and kind of the lore of the game and the people. It even goes over some of the traders, or all the traders really, gives you the lore on them and kind of where they come from, things like that. So really cool in here. You can unlock these as you go as well, and even through your quest. You'll get more, I believe, more of these. It'll even showcase what quests you've done in here, so you can see that. You can see your quest log, as well as just kind of things that are topside. The Storm explains that to you and even gives you some kind of click through here, things here which you can be sent into, so you can see the entries and go through all the entry log there. Next up here, we do have the traders, where you can buy supplies from people and they will also give you quests. Now, this trader in specific actually has something special with them, they do take assorted seeds. So if you see assorted seeds in raid, you should actually be grabbing those, as you can get some really useful stuff here from this person. I mean, light gun parts, they have heavy gun parts, the metals, chemicals, really anything you kind of need from them you can get. Now you will need to upgrade them to level 7 by doing their quests. Eventually you'll be able to get their quests and take them further and further so that you can unlock different things here and actually buy the stuff. But I would collect as many assorted seeds as you can, just make sure you're not selling them. But other traders will actually take something called coins, which is used to buy gear here. So you can see that you'll get coins. You can get coins by selling things in your inventory, like this one's 7k. That's quite a decent amount. Or if you go to your miscellaneous tab, which you'll see in here, you'll actually have some trinkets in raid. If you ever see this diamond symbol, that means it's worth something. You can sell a rubber ducky if you want. It's a decent amount. The one thing to note here, kind of, I guess 2 things to note here, is in your Raider screen, you'll see that I have a rubber duck. Every time I get a rubber duck, they'll put a bunch here, so you can collect a ton. So if you didn't want to sell those, you don't have to. I do believe that you can get things like a dartboard I had earlier, but I sold it. There are things that'll be in the background here when you do collect them that will kind of show up. So if you wanted to kind of deck out your Raider area here, you can do so. Just don't sell those trinkets. If you needed the currency, then sell them. Next up here, of course, we have the Raider deck. I've mentioned this a bunch, but we do have the actual Raider deck here going through it. And I might do a video that actually breaks this down entirely, what was in the Raider deck and all the customizations here. But you do unlock these as you go. And the way that it actually does work is just kind of like a normal battle pass here, where you're wanting to get through to the next page. So you want to get to the second page. You'll see it says spend 290 creds to unlock the second page. This battle pass on launch, by the way, is completely free. Just wanted to mention that. In order to actually kind of optimize this, if you wanted something like, let's say you wanted this outfit or you wanted this or whatever, you wanted to get something on the battle pass page, but you wanted to get there as quickly as possible, you want to optimize that. So 290, realistically, you would do 50 here, 50 here, 50 here, and now you're at 150. And then you can kind of gauge how much more you need, where you'll do the rest of the math that you need to get to 290 to the next page, and you can kind of optimize to get to page 2. Maybe I do a guide on that. Maybe I actually kind of optimize it for you so you can get through to each page and how to optimize that with the math here. But for right now, we're just going to go over the baseline steps of the Raider deck and what it all has to offer. Which, yes, there are some cosmetics on here. There also is some items. So you'll see, like, you'll get like an item pack from the Raider deck, and you can even get some Raider coins at the very end. But there's cosmetics, and there is also stuff that you get in the packs from the Raider decks and even emotes. Which lead us onto the store page here. They do have a full-blown store page. We can see all the bundles they do offer through all of these, so they have a nice plethora of different options. These are not Raider decks, so they did have 3 Raider decks in Tech Dust 2. In the Server Slam, they only had 1, and it looks like for launch, they're only going to have 1. But they do have a bunch of bundles here. An easier way to actually kind of view what you want instead of clicking through this menu, I would actually recommend doing it through the customization screen. That way you can actually see what you want to turn in and on, and it will tell you, like, if I wanted this bundle here specifically, I can just go purchase it. So I can purchase the outfit, or I can purchase the bundle. I can click purchase bundle, it'll show me the bundle icon, and you'll kind of have to look through if you want to look at that, or we could just purchase the outfit in general. So you see here, I click purchase, now I was given the outfit, and I can go ahead and equip it if I wanted to. Last up here is just inventory stuff and kind of sorting through things. You have things called augments, which you want to equip that kind of gives you space here. You'll see that if I take this off, I actually do lose space on this, and it unequipped my shield. So certain augments cannot be put on unless you have, you see it goes to my inventory, it doesn't go on my character. Light shields don't need an augment. You need certain augments or equipment augments in order to pop that on. And nice here, you can click on these little icons here, and it will give you slots to actually put stuff in. So if you see here, if I put on this specific one, which is looting, I actually cannot put on a blue shield. You see it even shows me and gets rid of the shields in general. So that's kind of cool there. It kind of helps you gauge that. You can go back here and see that I actually do have blue shields. Yeah, I can't put it on. So nice quality of life change there. And as you pop the augment off, what I will need is either a combat, etc., or any of the blue ones will help as well. Now I can go ahead and put on a blue shield. Of course, you could sort through your ammo, your miscellaneous tabs here, your keys, like your Raider key. Like most extraction shooters, you do have a safe pocket. This means essentially that when you, and it says here, that items will be kept even if you're knocked out during the raid. You can have one slot here. This cannot be increased. With augments, you can increase your augment slots. That's a bit different. You'll see now I have augment slots here where I can put like additional things here. I do believe it's grenades actually that you can put in this. So you can put some additional things here if I wanted to in the augment slots. That's kind of different, but the safe pocket you will keep through raid. Unfortunately, I cannot click the play button right now, but there is a free loadout screen. I'll kind of showcase that. When you click play and then you select a map, it will actually give you two options. One, it will show you your raider screen or what your raider has equipped, and then two is a free loadout. The free loadout essentially means it's going to give you a randomization of loadout items. They're usually T1. In fact, I don't think it can go any higher than T1 stuff, but it's going to give you random loadout, and that one you can go in for free. You don't need anything. Let's say you run out of stash space. That one you could just have load in. It makes it very easy and nice and casual friendly there for those that did run out of things in their storage or just want to kind of get into a game without having to worry about it too much. That's shit about for the basics of the game as a beginner guide, loading into raids, what you're doing essentially, quests that you can do, things in the menu screen that are really going to help you out overall. I will have more intricate guides here. This was just a beginner guide to help you understand the basics of the game, understand how it actually works, the leveling system here, where our skill tree is, our different currencies like raider tokens, which we use to purchase actual cosmetics. So this currency here in the top right is our raider tokens. Then we have our creds, which is used for our decks that we can buy the cosmetics out of here and get some other items. And then we have the coins, which is used in the trader section. So everything should be broken down here kind of in somewhat simplistic terms. Again, I'm going to have a more advanced guide out as well. Overall, that should about cover for today's video. If you enjoyed it, like, subscribe, and until the next one. Deuce!